Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Hope you had a great week this past week, as the market gave us plenty of opportunities to capitalize on. In this video, I want to go through my analysis for the four major pairs: gold, euro USD, GBP USD, and Gbpjpy. And I'll be starting up with gold from the weekly time frame. And as you can clearly see from the weekly time frame, this area around the 16, 17, 16, 15 areas held quite strongly, and giving us this lovely rejection that we can see on the weekly time frame. All right, and just like a few weeks ago, we can see that this same thing happened there as well, and what followed was this bullish candle, which is what I'm expecting at this point in time, and this would end up giving us somewhat of a double bottom pattern. So that is what we are seeing on the weekly time frame. All right, again, this is what we're seeing, but anything can happen. We should note that price has been in a very strong downtrend, so this could be the beginning of the reversal of the trend by forming this double bottom pattern. However, for me, I won't be able to confirm that until this trend line here is broken to the top side. So once this trend line breaks to the top, then for me that would more or less confirm the reversal of this downward trend. So again, in the long term, that is what we are looking at. If we go to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we can see again clearly like price seems to be forming a double bottom pattern. Price finally hit my stop loss here around the 500 pips mark last week after holding it for a few days. And then you can see when price got to that level here, you can see the nice rejection that happened on the Saturday. This very strong bullish candle, even breaking through this support and resistance level. And then looking at these three candles, that's this bearish candle followed by this doji candle, and then this very strong bullish candle. This is what we'll call a morning star, which is more or less an indication that price will continue to move to the upside. It is a bullish reversal pattern, and this pattern happening on a support level like this around this 16, 17, 16, 20 area would suggest that price possibly is bouncing from this area to the upside. So for the coming week, I will be expecting price to continue to the upside. Okay, so it could move only slightly, or it could move way more than that. So if it could move back into this 1680 area, or it could break that area up to the upside, and if it does, then we will be expecting price to more or less continue the move all the way to this 1728 area, and a possible break of that area, and then price most likely will continue all the way to the 1800 level, again completing the double bottom pattern. So that, again, looking at the daily time frame, that is another confirmation that price most likely would continue to the upside. So we've seen from the weekly time frame that price has formed a rejection there on that strong support area, and copying what happened previously. And then you can see again here where you had this bullish candle, this bearish candle followed by this doji candle, then this strong bullish candle is the same thing that that's happening here again. So again, we would expect something similar to happen on this side as well. And so please don't miss that move, because it will be a very strong move, and that basically can make your whole month. If you haven't made any profit this month, this move alone would be very, very good to make your whole month. And looking at it, let's see how many pips we can benefit from it if price does play out the way we want it to. So if price does play out, we'll be looking at about 700 pips on that move, so which is excellent. And it's something that should be very, very good a week for you. All right, and then again, to confirm on the daily time frame, we can see price moving again gradually to the top. we can see the formation of this morning star that we saw on the daily time frame. This of bearish candle followed by the doji candle followed by the strong bullish candle, and then we can see what happened, the strong bullish move. Again, that's what I'm expecting to happen on the daily time frame. All right, again, we can see that this move, you could have entered it earlier if you had seen it, and that is, we can see the break of this trend line here, and also of this resistance area. We can see that it was support previously. Price held there, held there, held there, finally broke through it, came back to retest it, got all the way back down, and then has broken it strongly. So if you had not entered from the bottom here when you saw this morning star reversal pattern, then you could have entered from here when this resistance level was broken. So again, even as a day trader, or you can still capitalize on this move. If you go to the daily time frame, for example, even if price reverses at all, then it will probably reverse down back into this area where you can still capitalize on the move all the way back into the 1680 area. And even if price doesn't go down to that support level here, this 1645 area, you can still capitalize on the move by taking your trade here and expecting price to move at least 200 pips into that area. So it's still a very, very good trade that you can capitalize on. So generally speaking, for gold, I'm expecting price to continue its bullish run and more or less to complete this double bottom pattern up to the 1730 area. And that will be looking to give us about 700 pips in profit if we're able to capitalize on that. So I hope you understand the analysis. Just be patient enough to wait until we get very, very good signals before you enter. What I've just done basically is to mark out key areas in the market where we're expecting to see reactions to. So price may not react to that area, price may break through that area, and that for me is still a reaction, or price could bounce off that area, and for me it's still a very good reaction as well. And depending on what happens, you can always capitalize on that. So generally, like I said, I'm expecting price to continue to the upside on gold, and that has been confirmed on the weekly time frame, the daily time frame, and the 4-hour time frame as well. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Euro USD, and again, I will be starting from the weekly time frame and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, we can see that price is still below this trend line here that I've drawn. But then again, this past week, price has moved strongly bullish, as you can see by this strong bullish candle here. And you can see this fairly this bearish candle followed by the doji candle followed by this bullish candle again, which is more or less a morning star, and again indicative of a bullish reversal pattern. But for Euro USD, unlike gold, I wouldn't rush to enter any trades for the time being. I would only enter a buy trade for Euro USD when this trend line has been broken, and that would happen around the 0.99 area. And if you listen to my analysis from last week, I said these were the two areas that I was waiting to see price react to. So if price had gotten down here, then I would look for price reaction, but price didn't, and it seems to be heading towards the 0.99 area, and that's why I'm going to look for my price reaction. So on the weekly time frame, we've seen that price is moving more bullish now, but again, that hasn't been confirmed until this zone here is broken. Now to go to the daily time frame, again we can see what has happened here. We can see the formation of this candle, of this chart pattern here on, or this candlestick pattern on this this support area here. This support area held, and price came back down here to break it, tried to break it but couldn't, and then bounced to the upside. And again, looking at this bearish candle followed by this doji candle followed by this strong bullish candle is an indication that price most likely will continue to the upside. So what I'm expecting in the coming week is for price to move to the upside, possibly breaking through the 0.99 area. Price coming back to test that region, giving us opportunity to buy there, and then we can take our trades to the upside. All right. So again, this is what I'm looking at, but I wouldn't, again, like I said, I wouldn't rush to trade Euro USD until a daily candle. And I'm very specific. I'm not saying a 4-hour candle. I'm not saying an hourly candle. I'm saying until a daily candle breaks through this area that I have drawn here and closes above it. Something like this very strong candle. So if it closes above it, then what I would do is to wait for price to retest that area and give me a bullish signal. Now, the reason why I'm being very specific about it, waiting for signals and waiting for candlestick patterns to form, is because sometimes when this break happens, you may not get that bullish candlestick pattern that you're expecting. An example is this, for example, you can see that price broke through that area there. So in this case, you were thinking, oh, this is a very strong break. Let me enter into the market. But if you've waited for the retest, you realize that price never formed a reversal pattern when price came back down into the zone to retest. Rather, price just kept on moving bearish. And again, when price enters into this area or breaks through, we have to wait for that price to test that area and give us a good reversal pattern before we take our buy trade. And then if we're able to see that reversal candlestick pattern, maybe an engulfing candle or a bullish pin bar or a bullish inside buy, then we can trade that to the top. Okay, so for me, that is when I'm going to trade or decide to buy Euro USD, because again, price could enter into this area here and then quickly just bounce off to the downside from this off double top pattern back down to this 0.96 area. So this can happen. So that's why I'm saying you should wait for confirmation before rushing into any trades. So again, that is looking at the daily time frame. Now, if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, again, we can see that price still moving strongly bullish. Again, try to get towards that zone here, but bounced off it. And now heading towards this trend line. And I'm waiting for the break of this trend line as well as the break of the zone before I make any sort of buy decisions on Euro USD. So again, a break of this trend line and this zone here would confirm or almost confirm our bullish run. And then if price gives us the opportunity to retest that area again, we would wait for a bullish signal before entering our buy trade. So that has been my analysis for Euro USD. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for GBP USD. And again, we'll start off from the weekly time frame and work our way down to the 4-hour time frame. So generally, as you can see, GBP USD has still been in a very strong downtrend. We can see pounds have been falling for the last few months. And now this zone that I've marked out by this pink color here, you can see it's a zone that was held previously and then price broke through it quite strongly, and now price is going to retest that area, and still price hasn't broken above that area. And again, for I would only decide to buy GBP USD if that area breaks to the upside. If this area keeps holding, then I wouldn't buy GBP USD just yet. Again, because given everything that is happening in the UK, it's something that you just want to be very, very careful of, because anything can happen given all the news that's been happening. So I would say if you can stay away from GBP pairs for now, given how volatile the market can be, then you stay away from it. But if you want to trade it, there are still plenty of opportunities for you to trade. And if you're a swing trader, you wouldn't really be affected so much by the market because what you're expecting, the levels that you're looking at for price to react to before you rush into any of that trade. So again, what we're seeing is price testing that zone for the third time. So the first time was here. That's on the 3rd of October. You can see testing that area there. That's 2 weeks ago. Then last week we can see what happened there again. Price went up there to test it, and then this past week now, we can see what happened in the market. The price went up there to test that area again. Now, if you go down to the daily time frame, you will notice that I've drawn a box here. This box I drew in my last analysis video, saying that this is an inside bar candle, and the way you trade an inside bar candle is when if price breaks and closes above this area here there, then most likely price will continue to the downside, to the upside. And if price closes below that area, then price most likely will continue to the downside. So what has happened here is that price has broken above this area but couldn't continue all the way to the top. What happened? It came back into this area here, but if you notice, never closed below that box. It tried to, price pushed all the way down, but never closed below that box and rather continued to the upside. All right. And again, this candlestick pattern of this bullish candle or this bearish candle followed by doji and followed by this strong bullish candle here is an indication that price could as well continue to the upside. So what I will be waiting for me to confirm my buy trade for GBP USD, if I am going to buy at all, generally speaking, for me would be a break above this zone entirely. All right, this zone entirely, a break above it for me, being very conservative, will mean that I will just need to wait until that happens before I decide to even look for buy opportunities for GBP USD. However, if you decide that you want to trade this pair, it's still very possible because, like as I've said, this what I've seen here forming here is an indication that price most likely will continue to the upside. So what I will be looking for is again another break of the outside of a bullish candle outside this box to the upside. And if that happens, you can as well take your buy trade and most likely price will continue to the upside. And again, on the 4-hour time frame, we can see the reversal pattern that is happening here again. Price forming this candle, getting back into the box, and then I'm expecting price to just continue that move all the way to the upside. So, but generally speaking, I would say stay away from GBP USD for now because the market is quite volatile. But if you want to trade it, then you need to make sure that you have very good risk management, and then you can still capitalize a lot from the moves in GBP USD. As a swing trader, I would wait for this zone to be broken to the upside before taking any trades on GBP USD. And if you're a swing trader, I will advise the same as well. If you're a day trader and your goal is just to go in and out as soon as possible, you can always trade GBP USD. There are opportunities for you to capitalize on. Lastly, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Gbpjpy. And again, I've said that Gbpjpy for me, I'm not looking for any sell trades for the time being. I'm only looking for buys. And as you can see, price tried to break above this resistance area here around the 168 area that has been broken, that has been tested several times, and price tried to break above it, but you can see on the weekly time frame price couldn't and then closed below that area. On the daily time frame, we can see that fake out there, price closed strongly above it and then came back down to retest that area, but we never got like a proper reversal, a bullish reversal pattern for us to say we're gonna trade that move and then to capitalize on it. And again, that never happened. All right, and what we can see is price coming back down into below that resistance area. So making just indicating that this here is most likely a fake out. All right, and then price continue to the downside. Now how far price is going to fall down, I'm not exactly sure. What we can do is always to use our Fibonacci tool to be able to try and predict that. It doesn't always work 100%, but it's a very good tool for us to use to try and predict where price could possibly reverse from. All right, so again, Fibonacci retracement, we can see that where price got to, actually from this swing low here to this swing high, falls exactly on the 50% Fibonacci ratio. All right, so this for us is an indication that price may as well just be rejecting from this area and then price could continue to the top. Okay, So again, when you look at the Fibonacci retracement areas, you just look for the golden ratios. You're looking at the 50% or the 61.8% Fibonacci ratio. And anytime price gives you any indication that price could possibly reverse from there, then you should be looking to capitalize on that move. So again, that falls perfectly at the 165 area, which again is a psychological level, 165.000. Also falls around the 50% Fibonacci retracement area. Also, price has tested that area previously. You can see that that area there is a support area. We can see that price, anytime price gets to that zone, they have always been a reaction. So price got there here and rejected off it. Price broke through that area, came back down here to retest it, as you can see with this wick here. Went to the upside, and now price has come back down into that area and then rejected, forming this wick that we can see, or this long shadow. Now if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see on the 4-hour time frame price reversing off that area again. So I'll just take off the Fibonacci drawing, and then we can see that that zone that we've marked out, price got there and started reversing to the top. All right, so this is what we'll be looking to capitalize on, whether or not price will continue to the upside or to the downside. All right, so how can we trade this? On the 4-hour time frame, you can trade this move by trading the inside bar, because what has formed here basically is an inside bar. All right, which again is one of the candlesticks that we look out for. So we look out for the engulfing candle. We look out for the pin bar candles. So that's the candles with very short body and very long wicks. And then we look out for the inside bar as well. So to trade the inside bar, again, we're just going to draw a line from our the close, the open and the close of the baby candle, which is the smaller candle there. And you can see that it's just completely inside this bigger candle. So the way we trade the inside bar is if the next 4-hour candle, or any 4-hour candle, or the first 4-hour candle to close above or below that area, that is the direction in which we will be trading. Okay, so if price decides to close above this area here, for example, the next 4-hour candle closes above that area, then we will be expecting that price most likely will continue to the upside. And if it rather closes below that area, then most likely price may continue to the downside, and then we'll decide not to trade it, but rather wait and see what happens. So that's what we'll be looking out for Gbpjpy. But my overall expectation for Gbpjpy is for price to continue to the upside, because as I said, I'm only going to be buying Gbpjpy. And in that case, if there is a close above here, then I will take my buy trade. Okay, and then you can see here as well what's happening. Again, you can also trade this as an inside bar on the 1-hour time frame, and if you had decided to do that, you would see that the candle that broke above it was a bullish candle, and then you can decide to take your buy trade there, and your sell trade will just be below that zone, which is what remains for me. If I decide to buy this trade at any point in time, I'll put my stop loss just below that area there, and looking to take my take profit at the next significant resistance area, which will be this zone over here, the 175 area. So generally, this has been my analysis for the 4 major pairs: gold, Euro USD, GBP USD, and Gbpjpy. For gold, I will be expecting generally a buy trade. For Euro USD, generally a buy trade, and for Gbpjpy, generally a buy trade. For GBP USD, however, I'm still in the balance on that trade. I am going to wait for what I expect to happen before I decide on what I'm going to do. But again, my buyers will be shifting more towards the buy side, but I wouldn't rush to buy on that trade at all. So this has been my analysis. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great week ahead. Peace.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright.